Hello and welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in FreeCol, or FreeCol's edition, as the Spanish. As I promised at the beginning of the stream, I have another picture of the dog to share. So right now I'm dog sitting a dog. This is Cindy. This time I got one where she's actually looking at the camera, which I achieved by holding a treat. So she got a treat for the picture. As a side effect, we're a little bit recorded ahead on every run except this one. Although, at this point, we'll probably, when we're done the stream, be a little bit ahead on this one as well. So we're going to be doing the streams for the next couple days by ear, because we're going to be watching the dog, or I'm going to be watching the dog. So this is going to be the last... Well, this isn't going to be the last. Well, it might be. We're gonna do the second part of the FreeCol stream because it takes more than a day to finish a FreeCol. We might get done today. Depends on how quickly we can get the army built. But let me put the dog picture away and let's get into the game. Oops. There we go. So we're gonna pick up where we left off last time. As it is, our military is growing, especially in quality. So at this point, we can train people straight up to veteran. So there's a decent probability we will literally be fighting with only veteran troops, if not colonial regulars, when we're in the sort of independence war. We have enough independent support that we could declare independence. We're just not ready for it troop-wise. We scrape everything together about 21 dragoons and 4 cannon. We're going to be facing 54 regulars, 41 cannon, and 22 cavalry dragoons, right? So we'll be outnumbered. Our defenses aren't that good. We need more men. But in the meantime, we should just be good to let some time pass, work on bringing in new men and equipment to basically equip our men for the upcoming circumstances. So we're going to unload the bow here. And probably just turn around and send it back to Europe. Unless I'm going to be fighting the natives. Or trading with the natives. I don't necessarily need the boats in the New World at the moment, because we have the custom house. One of our soldiers in La Navidad. He's a new student. That's easy to sort. Yep. I'm just checking both soldiers have someone assigned to them. So until we finish the university here, we can train 2 veteran soldiers a turn. Although it takes 5 turns to train them. Out of 3 colonists, out of like petty criminals and stuff like that, it takes a little longer. But that's basically what we're going to do going forward. Oops. Didn't mean to sleep the dragoon. There we go. You got enough guns and horses for 2 more dragoons there. Okay. So I'm gonna have the petty criminals bring back the guns and horses. Out of sugar, okay. The other productive thing I could do is I could put them on making crosses so we get more immigrants. Immigration. So here, the arsenal's done. Working on the college, into the cathedral, into the fortress. Actually, delay the college. We'll do something like this. We want the cathedral and the fortress done first. I could technically bring over people to train here as well if we had the college, but it's not a rush. Right now we're making tools and guns. And we have the arsenal, which is the factory version of the gun-making place. Could technically run more gun-making. How does the arsenal work? Okay. So unlike a lot of the other factories, which are 6 to 9, the magazine is 9 to 9. Okay. So if I brought another gunsmith in, we'd be making no tools. We do want the tools for things. Okay. Here to become a dragoon. Oops, it's not what I want to do that way. Although it's probably fine because he might not take the order anyway. We want him to go back to La Navidad when they're done. Recolonists in Veracruz. La Isabella is full on wood for the moment. Let's put the extra lumberjack in chapel. Oh, the boat has arrived. We don't have colonists yet. Do any of the natives reasonably nearby want trade goods? You'll take trade goods. Not there. Oops. Circle trying to click around the map. You take trade goods. Yeah, so we could probably load you up a bunch of trade goods. Okay, so the land has been cleared, so we can irrigate now. Could put on the person in the city here. Let's for the moment actually dismount one of these guys so we get some horses in here. Grow some horses. get you farming. Whoop. So part of that was stuff was happening in the background while it was struggling to update the city here with the farmer in it. For whatever reason. Yeah, stuff happened in the background. Okay. So in La Navidad, blacksmith isn't working. No, the blacksmith is working. Ah, because we just had to deliver it. Fair enough. We have a peace treaty with the French. You become a dragoon. Okay, we're gonna do this sort of stutter step here. So become a scout. When the dragoons becomes the fisherman, and then you take their guns to become a dragoon, and then you get assigned to a teacher. So they don't want trade goods. They want it, but not as their primary. We probably do want George Washington, or we declare independence. Let's do George Washington next. Got a free frigate. Sell the trade goods. For about twice as what we paid for it. So a little bit of the struggle I'm running into in this game is because I'm running it on 2 monitors. Well, technically it's on 1 monitor. Game doesn't particularly like that when you've got 2 monitors. So the edge scrolling is a little temperamental. Okay, so you want trade goods. There's technically a Indian advisor here where we could check. There's one that wants the trade goods. There's that one. That one. And... oh, the one we're still at wants more. Okay, so we'll think about just coming back to it next turn. Okay. Send one of these guys off to go grab guns. I didn't want to buy one to sell stuff. Okay. Oh, and it's reminding we've got... Oh, you've got your action points back because you didn't actually trade anything. Yeah. You're inland, so you're not particularly accessible. And then see you, okay. My free ones in Europe? Yeah. And Twitch chat saying, ooh, 2 days in a row. Yep, that's what we said yesterday, so we're going to run this 2 days in a row. Because we didn't have anything in the 4th slot going forward. Petty criminal is now indentured servant through education. Our pioneer is now a free colonist. And now that we've got more than 50 horses here, we can remount the guy and sell off horses to make more horses out of. We now graciously have a peace treaty with the Dutch, so I think we're at peace with everyone. We have Benjamin Franklin, so European wars won't start wars for us again. Nothing being built in Veracruz. Veracruz probably wants a wagon train. And I'm not 100% sure I'm actually going to keep Veracruz for the Independence War. If we do, we're going to want the stockade. But we'll just take the wagon train for the moment. I want to put her some cannon. It's reasonably cheap, I should. Have you bring some guns? Yeah, bring some more guns. Apparently I've discovered the Pacific Ocean. Okay, the French and the Iroquois are fighting each other. La Navidad, for the moment, is out of Oregon. Let's put you on making crosses. The sugar's starting to pile up, so we'll put you on making rum. Re-equip you with tools. Do a little bit more terrain improving over at Veracruz. Okay, the farmland is now much more food productive. Well, that's all the food we're going to get. So it's feeding 3 people right now. You have 11 total it's making, so we can feed another 2 here if we want to. And this wouldn't be the worst place to say make tools. Although we can't both make tools and buildings at the same time here. We brought people in because we have enough to feed them to do one or the other, and well, there's also no forest to cut there anymore. So, and a free colonist has become a expert farmer. Okay. Oh, I equipped one of the guys is such good. However, he's my master refrigerator. We brought him here for a purpose. That was not to hold a gun. Take the extra Sons of Liberty. Okay, so now if we win a combat, they automatically get promoted to the next possible level. Yeah, it's pretty good for making people veteran via combat. Okay, that'll work for the moment. We'll actually swap you to for trapping. Because I think we only need the 1 wagon, really. Okay, so this wagon's 1 job. So we're gonna a trade route to move the coats. From Veracruz to La Navidad. I'll have it with the coats as well. Oops. Ended that route. I'd like to give it a more useful name. Now I can remember what it is if I ever bring the menu up again. And we already have La Navidad set up to export the excess fur and coats. So that'll just turn into a nice stream of income. Off to the old world with you. We now have the gleaming fortress at La Isabella, which means on to the college and the university next. Followed by the shipyard, and then I gotta decide if I want to build warships or artillery going forward. Probably artillery. Oh, when you have a firebrand preacher there ready to come. That's good. Yep. Got to where we wanted to fortify, so I just need to tell it to fortify. Ship has arrived at Cadiz. Right now we only have one place where we're making guns. When we made guns there maximally, we'd run out of the capacity to make tools for the moment. We'll just grab another artillery piece. Send it back to the New World. Oh, and it looks like I don't need to put them in the city to train them. Okay. So if we get more native converts, we'll swap them out for the people in the city making fish. Okay, so if we keep producing at the current rate of guns, we'll literally have too many guns to store in the stockpile. So I need to take the gunmaker off guns for the moment. Let's put them on cross production so we get some more migrants. Okay. It's not being reduced because we just received a shipment of sugar this turn. One of the trade routes is moving sugar along the edge to where we have the distiller. Now, we don't make enough sugar for him to run constantly, so every once in a while we gotta take him off, but that's easy enough to do. I need a colonist somewhere. Okay. Let's equip you as a dragoon. And when the college is done next turn, I can put one of the dragoons in the college to train this free colonist into a BM veteran. Of course, we can also get 2 more turns of guns. Or we can put them back crosses. And yes, I am using a full-on warship for trade. No, no. So it shows the assign to teacher button. It doesn't actually assign them if they're not in the village. Okay. Okay. Got no horses here, but you can just go over to the town where we have one. So have some. So, not a problem. Although what I might do, not have you grab guns, but have you grab horses. And I can run over to where we got the gun making, so we can keep the spare 100 here. How does the borders work in FreeCol? Like, how do you expand them? This is a FreeCol feature, not something the original, so not sure how they work. So, what the borders are showing, and this is an option you can turn on in FreeCol, is what land is claimed by whom. So it's not really like civilization borders, it's just what territory is claimed by who. So when you claim new territory, your borders expand to control them. That's all it's showing. So it's an option you can turn on that is particularly useful when you're like looking at the natives, because the natives start off with a bunch of claimed territory, and to use their claimed territory, you either have to pay them for it, just use it and piss them off, or one of the Congress members you can get gives you the ability to buy it for nothing, effectively. So that's what's going on here. Is we've just got the option turned on where you can see the borders, or see the claimed territory. Right? So this is all the territory this tribe claims, for example. When it comes to our cities, if you have anyone work a tile for any reason, it's claimed. So that's why we've kind of got the full square on La Navidad and La Isabel, because we're actually working all the tiles. We built a road here, so that claimed that tile. That's actually the same thing here with this hill tile. We built a road, so the game considers it claimed by us. You don't really need to expand the territorial borders. It's just showing what's claimed. And it's sort of a claim by use system. So if you're using it, it's yours. Into a chat saying it's interesting that they're claimed land not near a city, but I guess that could mean they get aggressive if you build it in the military. Yeah, that's what's going on with the natives, right? The natives technically don't work tiles. Every village has a certain number of tiles that they claim. The cultural border in Civ 4 was a nice addition. Not sure if it was in 3, but then that helped with open borders, like you could not just walk through territory. Yeah, I think that is also in 3. And then in 3 it was the square, then the cross, then it got like the extra fat cross, were the 3 sizes of it. And you can only work the cross. So, same sort of mechanic was in the case in FreeCol and colonization and Civ 1 and Civ 2, but nothing in the older version, so before Civ 3, stopped people from walking through territory that you claimed. Same thing in this game. They can still walk through the territory that's claimed. All that's enabled here is I can graphically see what's claimed by whom. But yeah, the cultural border being a hard border, I think, is a Civ 3 invention. Ships in Cadiz, so we can load the person for the transit. I think I'd grab another carpenter. And then we might try to build another wagon, specifically for moving around tools and lumber. That way I can build things outside of the cities where we're building pretty heavily. And sadly, Civ 3 was one of the games that I couldn't get to Discord particularly well, or not Discord, OBS particularly well. The problem is actually pretty similar to this game, where it doesn't like being on a single monitor in a multi-monitor setup. So I could probably record it if I unplugged the monitor and did some one monitoring stuff, but it'd be a little tedious to get it to work. And then I think it was a similar problem with Div 4 as well. Yeah, I know it can definitely be streamed. A lot of the problems was, I think, was with how I was trying to do it with OBS. Like the edge scrolling in here is pretty janky because we're on double monitor. And it would be the same in Civ 3. Because we'd have to run it in windowed mode, which really screws with edge scrolling. Okay, so we got a new founding father to pick from. We'll take Brewster, so we can just pick the colonists. Not too many guns in the lot, Isabella. Really to what? Really to scrolling? Like I was having problems with the edge scrolling. But yeah, trying to alt-tab in and out of Civ 3 wasn't playing particularly well, and that's how I would have started to start and stop the recording. Because Civ 3 eats all the hotkey issues. So Civ 4 issues were a little bit of alt-tabbing. Also, resolution. I'm technically running this game on, well, run most of the games I'm playing on technically on a 4K monitor. And it really didn't like the resolution of the monitor. And it, well, I suppose I probably could have tried doing it in windowed mode as well. That might have fixed the problems with Civ 4. I don't think the problems I was having with Civ 3 and Civ 4 were unable to be overcome. I think they were a combination of monitor and OBS problems. So if you've sorted them out or you have a different monitor, then they probably work better. Okay, so La Navidad has finished the training on those two. I think construction-wise, that's where we are. So we've got the textile mill next. Waldberg Cathedral. Fort Fortress. Probably want to do the university. I suppose occasionally I'm doing rum here, so that would be an argument to do the rum. Occasionally the tools as well. We'll see how that goes. Although we don't have the sugar output to really do the rum. Like, the rum factory would be 50% more rum. Sugar, but no. just say the blacksmith as well, because again, we don't have enough ore coming in. Okay, so we got our Indian convert. Not that I really got any good places to put those at this point. Not really running wide enough. That'd be really good. And yeah, I think we're going to keep this spot. So we'll do the stockade, fort, and fortress. We'll come back and revisit after that. We can equip you as a scout, and leave the cannon here to be fortified. But yeah, I don't think any of the problems I had with Civ 3 or Civ 4 were impossible to overcome. Partially because I've definitely seen people play Civ 3 and Civ 4. It just wasn't necessarily agreeing with my setup and the way I was trying to get it to play. It might be that they play it in window or something. I just have a different way of recording it with OBS. Okay, we got another petty criminal on the dock. Master Tobaccoist, Master Weaver, both of which we really don't need. We're at the point where we need guns and people to shoot the guns. Eight there now. That'll make it 9. Send you to the gun maker, so you can have your gun. Is it doing stuff in the background again? Yeah. This is, I think, a derivative of the trade route automation I've got going on in the background. It's being a little finicky sometimes. With the university. Okay. Now the problem training people here, and we could definitely train people here, is that they need to be in the town somewhere. Although I suppose I could just toss them in the church and that would work. And at this point, we definitely need people to train. We got training facilities, we're making enough guns that every 3 turns we can give someone a gun. Well, every 2 turns, except every 25th person needs an extra turn. The math makes sense there. It takes 50 guns per person. And the place makes Oh no, it's actually every 12th, because the thing makes 24 guns. So 2 turns is 48. So you need an extra 2, so that means you need 1 extra turn every 12 turns. You're harvesting at maximum speed. So originally I was going to make cotton here. But apparently we're making food. We're going to grow citizens that way. Our cruise has completed the wagon train. And we got Cadiz. Oh, and I suppose Civ 4 was like one of the most moddable civs. So I wouldn't be surprised if some people that are doing Civ 4 have like a community patch mod on that makes it more agreeable to streaming. So I'm chatting a little bit off topic here. Veracruz was completed the wagon train, cool. Ships and Cadiz. Pick up person. Yeah, I've got the money. Actually, we'll leave him in the town center. Move the lumber guy to, or the carpenter to crossmaker. So we made the wagon train. So we can have the wagon train go pick up wood and tools and bring them back. There we go. That's the wagon automation going on in the background, delaying the loading proper on the screen. So we're going to want like 100 tools. We're going to give it a while for the lumber to pile up. So we need lumber here. Do I have more at La Navidad? Yeah, La Navidad's what we're going to go for it. It isn't, in theory, making any more lumber, so that's all the lumber it's going to have. Because it's lumber in, lumber out on all the things right now. Which is fine. There's the textile mill, Cathedral Fort, Fortress, University. And then we'll really be deciding if we want to do something else there. I suppose I could go up the... Yeah, building the armory would allow us to build artillery. Wanted to keep constructing there. So I'll put that on the end of the queue. Okay, soldiers are trained. You become a dragoon. You become a dragoon. You become a fisherman. And a fisherman. Assigned to teacher. Assigned to teacher. And I think I have 9 here. 7. No, 9. I was correct the first time. I forgot they changed the tooltip that it shows first 10 hits, and there's more. So the 7 I could see, plus more. Okay, so send that to Grunover. Yeah, brings us up to 10 there. Drop the lumber off, drop the tools off, put the carpenter back on carpentry. I'll have the stockade in 5. And then we'll be onto the fort. I will have to bring more tools in for the fortress. Have we upgraded the warehouse here? We got the first one, but not the second one. Okay. Let's move the fortress down a bit. Get the printing press warehouse expansion set. Because otherwise I could only store exactly 200 tools here without the expansion. That might get a little fiddlesome. Because we got to bring them in hundreds, but we don't necessarily consume them in hundreds. So you'll take trade goods, which is what that frigate is coming down with. Not there. Okay, so we got enough places to trade. We're gonna get all the way down there. That's not too bad. Just run from one end of the map to the other to trade goods. And the mini-map clicking hasn't been particularly great in this either. It exacerbates the edge scrolling issues. Okay, Dension Servant is FreeCol, so that's fine. Oh, pulling muskets again. You go back to church. So the shipyard's going to be done. And then this place doesn't need the tobacconist because we don't make cigars, or cloth, or rum. I suppose I could move the rum making here. But now, leaving the rum making where it is fine. We don't need the fur trader, we don't need the custom house. So once the shipyard is done, we're going to be making artillery here. You equip as a dragoon. You equip as a dragoon. You equip as a dragoon. Okay. You go work in the church. You go work in the university. You understudy the veteran. There we go. And then you go back to Europe. So this is one of the ones, Indians no longer demand payment for their land. So if you didn't have the setting turning on where you can see the alien, or where the natives are claiming land. This person would be somewhat useful, because if you just like, oh, I need a hex, or need a square, and you didn't realize the natives were claiming it, at least then you could buy the land for them for free. We're not interested in any land the natives have, and if we were, we'd send the veteran dragoons after it. No. Although that wouldn't be too bad, because I don't think there's any of the cities that we're going to keep that are going to get that big at this point. I think the cross production. Let's, because you're going to be idle otherwise. Let's go buy some stuff from the natives. That one's ready to move to where we want to do the selling. I'll buy the food. We'll take the Hardy Pioneer. Oh, do we have enough horses here? Oh, do you want to game it? No. You gotta still walk. Sorry, you can't ride a horse to La Isabella. Selling food, we'll buy that. And then we'll ask them if they want to buy, or if we want to buy anything else from them next turn. You become a dragoon. You become a fisherman, understudying under the veteran. Go to church, you go to the college, you get assigned to work under the guy in the college. Well, so technically this is the university building up here. And then we buy more stuff from locals. Okay. We'll have you go work there. Take another one in work there, and you get trained as well. Okay. So La Isabella has finished training a person. Because of how La Isabella were working, we really need them to be able to work in the town. So it's this one. It was a dragoon. That leaves these guys still being trained. Yeah. La Navidad, because we can put them on fishing jobs, it's a little bit easier to train the not free colonists. Which is why I'm filtering the guys to where I am. Cruises finishes at Stockade. We'll need to bring in more wood soon. Or stop making beavers, one of the two. Beaver fur. Oh, and La Isabella had too many horses, but that's fine because we just mounted people on them. That's fine. Now, what's the gun state there? Yeah, let's make some more guns. And then we've got 10 there. We've only got 2 there. I think we'll go until we've got 10 veteran dragoons in all our cities. Then I might just pull the ripcord and start the War for Independence. Ah, I just looked at the time. If you're watching on YouTube, there'll be another part up tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, we're going to go ahead and put the part break in here before I procrastinate some more playing the game. Because I've realized we've come up well past the hour. We're at an hour and 8. So if you're watching on YouTube, we'll have another part up tomorrow. Let's finish up the automated actions here first. So yeah, if you're watching on YouTube, they'll be put up tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, I'm going to take a short break to stretch, pet the dog, see if the dog wants to go out, and then we'll be back to recording more. So until the next part, wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part, and bye for now.